Titan of the Mountains clenched his fist, gathering all his strength into his arm to form a fierce surge of power. Letting out a roar, he charged straight forward. Boom! His punch, as heavy as a meteorite, struck Emperor Crocodile directly in the body. A painful howl tore from the beast's throat, the sound shaking the entire space. Its massive body was sent flying, crashing down onto the surface of the planet with such force that the ground shattered, stones burst apart, and thick white smoke rose in clouds. With Emperor Crocodile as the center, the shockwave from the punch spread out in all directions, cracking the planet's surface like a spiderweb. Battered and bloodied, Emperor Crocodile stood up from within the smoke and debris, its dazed eyes narrowing into thin slits, seemingly losing their light. Blood streamed from the corner of its mouth. Titan of the Mountains stared at it sharply, eyes like blades. "You should not have stood in my way." The next moment, Emperor Crocodile's large body twitched. Its eyes lit up with ferocity as it glared back at Titan of the Mountains, filled with murderous intent, catching him off guard. Emperor Crocodile suddenly unleashed a lethal move. Its arm pierced straight through Titan of the Mountain's stone-like chest. A golden glint flashed in Emperor Crocodile's eyes as a terrifying aura erupted from its entire being. It roared, its face smeared with blood, looking fearsome. "I've already gauged your strength." With that, Emperor Crocodile gathered an overwhelming amount of energy into its mouth. A blinding golden glow radiated outward from the energy orb formed. The very next second, Emperor Crocodile opened its jaws and fired the devastating energy blast directly at Titan of the Mountains. Pinned by the arm through his chest, Titan of the Mountains was unable to move. He began to panic and shouted, "No!" Boom! The energy orb shot forth, slamming into Titan of the Mountain's rock-hard body. The golden light streaked across space, cutting through countless asteroid fragments before shooting far into the distance. Then came a massive explosion. The energy blast struck a planet deep in space. The planet exploded on impact, turning to rubble in an instant. Clouds of thick white smoke billowed outward, conveniently obscuring Titan of the Mountain's massive body. From a short distance away, Yuziyu watched the spectacle intently. Shards of broken crystal floated through space due to the shockwave. Witnessing this scene, the insect princess couldn't help but exclaim, "What the?" Yuziyu murmured as he stared toward the battlefield. "So, Emperor Crocodile is finally getting serious?" Emperor Crocodile hovered in the void, staring at the debris and smoke before it, ready for the next round in its duel with Titan of the Mountains. As the smoke gradually cleared, Titan of the Mountains' figure emerged, with a block of golden rock shielding him. But as the dust fully settled, it became clear. It wasn't a rock, it was a massive blade, one that had protected him from Emperor Crocodile's powerful attack. Crack! A sudden fracture appeared on the blade's surface. The hairline cracks slowly widened. Titan of the Mountains glanced at the growing fissure with shock in his heart. The divine pillars of Mount Tai are supposed to be indestructible. Yet now one of them is cracking? Before he could ponder further, Emperor Crocodile roared, "Now it's my turn to strike back." Facing the foe that had nearly killed him, Titan of the Mountains still held his pride. "I should have gone all out from the start and killed you." That statement infuriated Emperor Crocodile. With unwavering confidence, he retorted, "Even if you use your ultimate move now, I won't run." As soon as those words left its mouth, Titan of the Mountains raised his massive blade and dashed toward Emperor Crocodile. "I don't need your permission. I was going to do that anyway." With eyes full of killing intent, he stared down Emperor Crocodile. Back during the insect invasion, this very technique drove them all away. He shouted, "Divine Pillar of Mount Tai!" In a flash, the giant blade in his hand transformed into an enormous stone pillar. With the speed of lightning, he brought it crashing down toward the spot where Emperor Crocodile stood. With a thunderous boom, the massive stone pillar, like Mount Tai crashing down, smashed onto Emperor Crocodile's head. Instinctively, Emperor Crocodile raised its arms to defend itself. Glancing at the skin peeling off its arm and the blood spurting out, it couldn't help but feel alarmed. Even its skin was being shaken off. Titan of the Mountains didn't give it a chance to catch its breath. Roaring, he exerted more force, pressing down the stone pillar in an attempt to crush Emperor Crocodile in a single blow. Sensing danger, Emperor Crocodile's eyes widened in shock, pupils contracting. Suddenly, The stone pillar in Titan's hand turned into a blue light that enveloped his body. The bluish radiance quickly expanded, engulfing an entire sector of space. Witnessing this, Yuziyu grew worried. Titan's original strength was already above Emperor Crocodile's, and now he has such a powerful weapon. On the other side, the blue light surrounding Titan of the Mountains suddenly shattered into glowing fragments that danced around his body. Titan of the Mountains took a deep breath and let out a deafening roar. Sonic shock. A shockwave of sound blasted straight toward Emperor Crocodile. Boom! A thick mist of white smoke blanketed the battlefield. From within the dust cloud, a column of white smoke shot skyward. Inside the smoke was none other than Emperor Crocodile. It had withstood the attack head-on and, like a sudden gale, surged toward Titan of the Mountains with astonishing speed. Titan's expression showed clear disbelief. That was my full-force strike, and it's still before he could finish his sentence. Emperor Crocodile's razor-sharp claws clamped down on his head. Titan of the Mountains froze completely, unable to move. Emperor Crocodile's golden eyes glowed with killing intent in the darkness, sensing death looming close. Titan's eyes widened in terror. With a cold gleam, Emperor Crocodile's other claw formed a deadly arc. In a flash, it slashed diagonally across Titan's shoulder. His arm, as tough as iron and rock, was effortlessly severed, spreading its wings wide, steel wings. Emperor Crocodile swept them out in a deadly arc. A streak of golden light cut through the void. Titan of the Mountain's body was cleaved clean in two by the claws. Too stunned to speak, his wide eyes stared at his crumbling form. Summoning the last of his strength, he lifted his stone pillar to strike one final time. But Emperor Crocodile was faster. It caught his arm in its claws. Titan of the Mountains jolted in shock. His arm was held in an unbreakable grip. He couldn't move it at all. Before he could react, Emperor Crocodile gathered energy into its mouth. A blinding golden light surged, on the verge of erupting. Yuziyu, witnessing it all, was visibly shaken. The battle is decided. Emperor Crocodile opened its maw wide, eyes shining with fierce brilliance. You've lost, it growled. With that, it unleashed the terrifying blast of energy straight at the shattered remains of Titan of the Mountains. Golden light swept across the stars. Finally, the colossal body of Titan of the Mountains was completely reduced to dust.